Joseph R. Pierce, Petty Officer First Class Aviation Electrician's Mate, retired. It's a frigate, but it was clean. It had to be clean necessarily because you have a lot of people who live in close proximity. The food was excellent. They baked bread like at 4 in the morning almost every day. You smell it wafting through the... And we got front of the line privileges because they could be calling the helicopter away at any time. The downside was whenever they said holiday routine, the next thing over the MC-1 was man the helo deck. So everybody had, the firefighters from the crew, the fuelers from the crew, everybody had to be on deck to launch the airplane. So they didn't like that much. And we went on water hours. Water hours is, it was probably our fault too, but they have these tanks, they have fuel and they have water. Well, somehow the water spilled into the fuel, or fuel spilled into the water, and it was contaminated. So we had to go on saltwater showers when they take water from the ocean. But our airplane had to have fresh water washed down every day because it has exotic metals, you know, titanium and aluminum, and they're next to each other. You get salt water between them, you got battery, you got corrosion, things don't move right. So we had, even though we were on water hours, we had to wash our airplane down with fresh water every day. We're 10 feet off the water. So they hated, they threatened to destroy our airplane so that they could get real showers. So it was pretty dicey for a while. We weren't very popular at times. And at other times, we could fly when the captain had to go to a meeting in Suda Bay or Athens or whatever he was doing. We would load up on Gedong. We got sodas or whatever else. We had a refrigerator. We sold, you know, at a really good profit. So we had the only sodas on the boat. It was pretty cool. Like I said, as a crewman, I had to be out on the landing gear spotting the tail. It's very scary. As a LSE, I was a landing signal enlisted guy. I had to time, the ship goes like this. And in between there's a period where it's relatively steady. And that's when you bring him down. Now, once he hits the deck, there was a crew of guys with chains. They had to run around and chain it down before it moved again, because it would go skidding across the deck into the net. It wouldn't be pretty. So yeah, that was pretty dicey. I understand they have a new system now where they put a cable on the thing and they bring it in. And after I got to the fleet and we had to land them, they were hitting the nets and falling apart because the tail wheel was too far back. And when you land as a crewman, your actually foot is on the landing gear and you're looking back there and you're telling the pilot that the tail is over. Well, they said, what if we move the tail wheel up? And they did, and they did listen a little bit. On my first cruise, we lost a helicopter. I was supposed to take that flight. They added a night flight, so I took some parts from another thing, hoisted them down, came back. The next morning, Paul Adinolfi, 19-year-old AX, he got in the plane and then come back. The other 3 people came back. So the guy in my seat is on the bottom of the ocean in the Azores. It was like that close. Very sad. My oldest son's St. Paul. I wonder why. You know, you feel sometimes, it's not survivor guilt so much, it's just, why me? That happened to me with that. So.